Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the Bitcoin price right now, as I just got on-chain analytics showing $100 million worth of Bitcoin entering exchanges in the last 24 hours. And for those on our Discord getting our minute-to-minute trade updates, we've been shorting altcoins since 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday, and those short positions are doing extremely well. And just like we expected yesterday, Snipers, Bitcoin came down to test 28,000. We did not trigger our stop loss at 28,000. As a matter of fact, the price stopped at 28,016 before it recovered back towards 30,000, but we did get rejected. We failed to get back above 30,000. Our trade is still in profits, our entry at 28,300, but I have to be honest, Snipers, things are not looking good. I'm going to be very quick today, but look at what happened to Ethereum yesterday. We came down to test 1760. We got some good volume there, but now we've already came back to retrace that move. That to me says that the door is opening up for Ethereum to potentially come towards its previous 2018 all-time high at 1440. And the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart is not getting back above 65,000 Satoshis. Notice how we have sold off from 65,000 Satoshis. It was certainly the important level to monitor. That is not a good sign for altcoins, and that's why we've been shorting altcoins. But the question is, what could we expect over the next 24 to 48 hours, as traditional markets actually have been strong over the last few days? But it's kind of bad news, because that means that if we do see a corrective move to the downside in equity markets, which is a retracement from the upside we've seen over the last few days, that could affect Bitcoin quite heavily, because Bitcoin has been extremely tight inside of this range. And so I want to be very clear, Snipers. Time is also a very important factor. And the fact that we are not able to get above this previous weekly open and equity markets are closing tomorrow, things are starting to look quite grim. And so we need to address the bearish scenario. If we get below 28,000 at this point, with our stop loss at 28,000, our entry at 28,300, we've had enough chances to take profits off the table that if our stop loss is triggered at 28,000, it is not a big deal. We will either come out in profits or break even, but keep those stop losses there, because guess what? When Luna collapsed, there was a storyline that we were not going to come down and test those lows. That became valid over the last few days, almost 2 weeks now. But with the situation becoming more and more grim, with these lower highs continuing to form, with the bears continuing to push price down, let's talk about what could happen if we breach 28,000. Now, 24,788 or 25,000 US dollars is the next major support level. I would expect that if a move for Bitcoin to come below 28,000 and to test 25,000 occurs, we will find support around 25,000 where we could potentially entertain some long positions. And so I am not going to be shorting Bitcoin breaking below 28,000. We stopped taking shorts on Bitcoin when it moved below 45,000, but I certainly will continue to short altcoins if we get confirmations below 28,000 US dollars. And I say that because it is quite clear right now that there is fear coming into altcoins with the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart selling off. Ethereum not able to hold 1760. It looks like we could be coming down to 1440 here for a test of the 2018 previous all-time high. So the most important thing that we have to address, Snipers, is what we do know for a fact. And what that is right now is that Bitcoin dominance is pushing up, and its next target is 48% dominance. And if it can even get inside of this range, it could potentially test 50% dominance, which means that altcoins are not in favor right now, and that they are certainly moving into Bitcoin based on what the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart is doing. And you can see the altcoins outside of Ethereum also following that, the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart being a leading indicator. So altcoins are clearly showing weakness, hence why we are shorting altcoins. And those short positions are doing extremely well. Now, let's look at what's happening to the revolving parts. The DXY is actually doing something we want it to do, which is it's coming back down. And today it tested the 50-day moving average for the first time since it started this parabolic rally to 20-year highs. This right now is a very good thing, but testing an important level like the 50-day moving average, what if we see upside in the DXY tomorrow, or maybe, into next week? Tomorrow, equity markets are closing at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have one more regular trading session tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, We don't see that move tomorrow because that would set us up for a very ugly weekend, but the DXY could potentially be in a place to bounce right now. So this is a bearish puzzle piece. The Ethereum to Bitcoin chart is a bearish puzzle piece. That's why they've been red on our channel. And so that tells us that we have to be open-minded to potentially more downside for Bitcoin. And it's the unfortunate truth. We were able to take advantage of many trades here, but even if you were long here, we took advantage of long positions here. If you were long here, there was many opportunities for profits. This was a very large range, but even the short sellers had the benefit here, a 10% range. This sideways price action, clearly indecision. But if we come back down to 28,000 snipers, that is it for this range. We will most likely come to test 25,000 US dollars. That is just the truth. And when it comes to percentage wise, from 28,000 to 25,000, we're talking just about 11% potential downside there. And so the range resistance is still going to be this previous weekly open at 31,300. We can get above that. We'll talk about upside targets. But the S&P 500, you can see it came towards its monthly open today. It does not look like it wants to come and close the week above the monthly open. I would be surprised to see the S&P 500 get that far with one regular trading session left for the week. Maybe what we'll see is a test of the monthly open, a rejection. Who knows? But it does look like the S&P 500 could see some downside to close the week or even see some downside later into next week. Therefore, that is not a bullish puzzle piece. And that's just the truth, snipers. I'm always going to give you guys the unbiased perspective. I'll always tell you what my bias is, but the unbiased perspective is also extremely important to address the bears and the bulls on the channel. And so that's really a wrap up. I'll say this as well. The Bitcoin to SPY chart looks like it's also breaking down. And so that could indicate that not only is this fear from altcoins leaking into Bitcoin, but at this point, we need to start looking for the next destination here for the Bitcoin against SPY chart, which is something that I think we'll end up covering more next week. And so we've had fun with this range, snipers, but the honest truth is right now, that storyline about that Luna level not coming down and getting breached at 28,000 US dollars is starting to fade away. We were able to hold on to it for almost 2 weeks now, but it just doesn't look like the time is coming into our favor. So let's be open-minded to potential downside. We obviously haven't been going all in on leveraged long positions for Bitcoin inside of this range. We've been taking spot positions when we come down to 28,000, and that has proved to be good so far. But certainly be careful out there, snipers. We'll continue to monitor this, and I will get an emergency update out if we break below 28,000. And of course, if we can get above 31,300, that previous weekly open, that could start opening up the door to upside targets. So until next time, smash like button for the YouTube algorithm if you support these unbiased 4-dimensional updates, and I'll see you guys next time. Snipers.